Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Let me open your eyes tonight, because there are things, real, undeniable things, that men notice about women, and you might not even realize it. These are not the obvious surface-level things. No, these are the details, the whispers in the wind, the moments between the moments. And if you think men aren't paying attention, let me stop you right there. Because they are. Oh, they are. So if you've ever wondered, what do men really see? What do they really pay attention to? Tonight I'm giving you the answer. And once you hear it, you will never look at yourself the same way again. It's not about what you wear, it's about how you wear it. Confidence isn't a dress size, a brand, or the latest trend. It's something deeper, something that speaks before you even say a word. It's in the way you stand, the way you walk, the way you take up space. A woman who moves with certainty, who carries herself like she belongs, commands attention without demanding it. Posture tells a story. Shoulders back, head high, eyes forward. That's the posture of someone who knows who she is. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. It says, I know my worth and I don't need validation to prove it. Men notice that. They notice the woman who walks into a room and doesn't shrink herself. They notice the way she holds herself in a conversation, the way she listens, the way she responds with presence rather than hesitation. Confidence isn't just physical, it's energy. There's a certain magnetism to someone who is comfortable in their own skin. When you walk like you belong, when you move with purpose, that energy shifts the space around you. It's in the way you cross a room without seeking permission, in the way you take a seat like you deserve to be at the table. Men don't just see that, they feel it. Then there's the quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be loud to be powerful, the way a woman can sit in silence and still own the moment, the way she isn't afraid to be alone, to hold her own, to stand firm in who she is. That kind of presence doesn't go unnoticed. It lingers, it stays in the mind, and it makes an impression far beyond the surface. A smile is more than just an expression. It's an energy, a signal, a moment of connection that lingers long after it's gone. A genuine smile isn't forced, it isn't calculated. It just happens, effortlessly, in a way that lights up a face from the inside out. Men notice that. They notice the difference between a polite, practiced smile and the kind that comes from deep within, the kind that feels real. It's not just about the lips curling upward, it's about the eyes. A smile that reaches the eyes carries something extra, something warm, something inviting. It's a sign of authenticity, of comfort, of confidence. There's something captivating about a woman who smiles in a way that says she's not putting on a show, but simply expressing her joy, her amusement, her interest in the moment. That kind of smile draws people in. It makes them want to stay. Then there's the subtlety of it, the way a slight smirk can be playful, the way a half smile can be intriguing, the way a full, uncontrollable laugh can make a man forget everything else around him. A woman who smiles freely, who laughs without reservation, who isn't afraid to express happiness, that's something magnetic. It signals ease, it signals presence, it signals a kind of confidence that isn't dependent on anyone else. Even the absence of a smile says something. A forced, hesitant smile, one that never quite reaches the eyes, can be just as noticeable. The moments when a smile disappears, when emotions shift, when something real comes through, those moments hold weight. The way someone expresses emotion, the way they light up in certain situations and stay guarded in others, tells a silent story. And men, whether they admit it or not, are paying attention. The most unforgettable moments are the ones that aren't planned, the ones that happen when no one is performing, when no one is trying to impress. It's in those unscripted moments that a person's true essence comes through, and men notice that more than anything. The way a woman reacts when she thinks no one is watching, the way she laughs when she forgets to be self-conscious, the way she pauses in thought before answering a question. Those are the things that stay in the mind long after the conversation is over. There's something captivating about authenticity, the way someone moves when they're comfortable, the way their face changes when they're lost in a moment, the way they express joy, frustration, excitement, or curiosity without overthinking it. A woman adjusting her hair absent-mindedly, biting her lip in concentration, tapping her fingers to a song only she hears. These are the details that make her unique. It's never the overly rehearsed gestures or the perfectly posed expressions that leave an impression. It's the raw, unfiltered moments. A woman who is truly present in a conversation, who listens with real interest instead of waiting for her turn to speak, stands out. The way she reacts to a joke, the way she furrows her brow when something doesn't sit right, the way her eyes widen when she hears something that surprises her. These small, unconscious details reveal more about her than anything she could ever say. And then there are the moments of silence, the comfortable kind, the kind where words aren't needed because her expression says enough. In a world where so many interactions feel scripted, these real, unguarded moments become unforgettable. Emotions are unspoken messages, silent currents that shape every interaction. Men may not always articulate it, but they notice how a woman carries her emotions, how she reacts, how her energy shifts a room. It's in the way she expresses joy, the way her face lights up when she talks about something she loves, the spark in her eyes when she's passionate about something. That kind of emotion is contagious, and it lingers long after the moment has passed. There's also the way she handles the subtleties of life, the quiet frustrations, the small disappointments, the way she processes the world around her. Does she let negativity consume her, or does she move through challenges with grace? A deep sigh, a subtle eye roll, a brief hesitation before responding. These little reactions reveal everything about her emotional presence. Men pick up on them even when they don't mention it. The way she expresses herself when she's comfortable versus when she's guarded tells a story without words. Then there's laughter. Not just any laughter, but the kind that feels unfiltered, the kind that isn't held back. A woman who laughs with her whole being, who doesn't stifle her joy or dilute her personality, creates a presence that's impossible to ignore. On the other side, silence carries weight too. A thoughtful pause, a glance that speaks volumes, a moment where her emotions are felt more than spoken. Those instances leave lasting impressions. A woman's emotional energy is more powerful than she realizes. It sets the tone for interactions. It affects the people around her, and it makes her memorable in ways words never could, whether it's joy, passion, resilience, or even vulnerability. The way she expresses herself is noticed, even in the smallest, most fleeting moments. The way a woman speaks is more than just words. It's rhythm, tone, expression, and intention. Men notice not only what is said, but how it is said. The tone of a voice can carry warmth, excitement, confidence, or hesitation, and it tells a story before the actual words even register. A voice that holds certainty, that doesn't waver, that commands attention without demanding it, has a presence of its own. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about speaking in a way that makes people lean in, that makes words feel worth listening to. Then there's the cadence, the flow of speech, the natural pauses that add weight to a conversation. A woman who takes her time, who speaks with thoughtfulness rather than rushing to fill the silence, draws people in effortlessly. The way she emphasizes certain words, the way her voice lifts slightly when she's excited or softens when she's sincere. Those details make a difference. A monotone voice fades into the background, but a voice filled with subtle inflections carries emotion, depth, and personality. Even the way a woman expresses humor, sarcasm, or playfulness in her tone is something that doesn't go unnoticed. A well-placed pause before delivering a witty remark, a teasing lilt in her voice, or the way she lowers her tone when sharing something personal. All of these create moments that stick. Men also pick up on the way she speaks when she's passionate about something, how her voice takes on a different energy when discussing something that truly matters to her. Silence, too, has its own power. The way she listens, the patience in her pauses, the moment she chooses not to speak at all, those say just as much as any carefully chosen words. So what does all this mean? It means you are seen in ways you don't even realize. It means the things you do without thinking, the way you move, the way you laugh, the way you react to the world. Those are the things that leave the deepest impact. So don't just focus on what you look like, focus on how you make people feel. Because at the end of the day, beauty fades, but presence, energy, character, that lasts forever. And trust me, men notice.